Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Mary and I'm so glad you stopped by. So I just got back from a wedding and I thought I'd get a garden tour started for you guys. I want to take you through my summer gardens, and a couple nights ago I had a garden party on our property here. It was on our front porch and we had a beautiful evening to do it, and my sister actually did the cooking. She's a wonderful cook, but she's putting together all her recipes she used, and I will have them available on my Etsy shop if you're interested in some new food ideas. And if you're looking for some simple ideas on how to maybe fix up a table without spending too much money, I'll add a few clips of that too. I ended up designing some labels for my jars that held the flowers. So I will link all that down below in case you are looking for something like that. But for now, let's take a stroll through the gardens. And if you have any questions, I am planning on leaving an email down below in the description box. Feel free to email me. I will do my best to get back to you. And if you want to know what anything is or have any questions about anything, feel free to ask either in the comments below or email me. Not that I have all the answers, but I can share what's worked for me over the years. And I am sure you will see some trouble spots. I think us gardeners always have those, or I always do. I'm just never finished. I always have areas that still need some help, some bare places or plants that don't do as well. Here on our property, we really have problems with everything pulls for the sun. Since we don't have a lot of sky showing here above us, we're kind of surrounded by trees. I feel a lot of the flowers, kind of want to pull for the sun, and then they end up kind of getting weak and maybe falling over. So I really have to watch what I plant back here. Maybe some of you would have tips for me on, what would do well in a condition like that. This year I did plant more annuals than usual, so I think that really helped to kind of have the whole summer filled with pretty blooms. But I really like to focus on perennials that come up year after year. I don't have to go buy flowers, and I like the challenge of trying to have stuff blooming all the time, though it is kind of hard. So join me as I walk you through and enjoy. As you tour my gardens, I'm sure you will soon be able to tell that I really have no plan when it comes to planting things. I just kind of wing it. I just place things where I think they would look nice, and if I don't like it, I'll move it. Trust me, a lot of these things have been moved more than once. That's kind of the way I garden. I know it's probably not the best way, but for me, it's what I like to see best. If everything is kind of growing into each other, nothing is really manicured too much. Not that I don't like to see gardens like that, but just for me here in our home, I guess I'm just being myself. Surrounding our deck, I have hydrangeas planted, and sadly they don't really bloom for me. Once in a while I will get a beautiful blue flower, but as a whole they haven't bloomed much in the past years, and I must say I really just have them there to cover up the, underneath the deck. I'm sure you can tell that I love hostas. That's something that does really well if you live in the woods. And I wish I knew the names of all of these hostas I have, but I'm not really good with knowing, the names. But I do know if it's a hosta, and we have a big, beautiful one to the left of our sidewalk that does really well where it's at. As I mentioned before, I planted a lot of annuals this year, impatiens, lantana, salvia, zinnias. Most of the ground cover you see back here is Virginia creeper. It just comes out of our woods. Some people mistake it for poison ivy, but it's not. It turns a lovely red color in the fall, and it's just such a nice plant to kind of cover up things, and you don't have to use as much mulch. The light colored cover here is a creeping sedum. I'm not quite sure of the name, but it is in the sedum family. So I've always had this big dilemma here of what to plant along the pond edge here, and I think the big problem is it's actually too narrow. I only have room here for just one row of plants along here. So I think what I need to do is actually move these rocks out and kind of extend the bed to make more room for plants. So the sun has just going down here, and I know the lighting's not very good, but I wanted to show you guys what kind of sounds we hear down here. We have this overgrown, it used to be our field back in the day when we had horses, and we ended up taking the fence away and just letting it, you know, turn into a meadow or wilderness, whatever you want to call it. And we have all kinds of wildlife, and it's brought, you know, different birds, and of course all these little crickets. It just sounds so nice. So I wanted to walk down here and show you guys what kind of music is down here. So for the garden party, I decided to just fix simple bouquets of flowers. You can't go wrong with that after all. So pretty. I picked some of my own, and then I also went to a local market where I was able to go through their flower beds and pick bouquets. I hope you enjoyed the tour and are maybe inspired to, you know, plant flowers. It's amazing how much cheer that can bring into one's life. And again, feel free to share any tips and advice down below. I know others read your comments too. We can all learn from each other. So I apologize for not having more clips of the garden party. I was really in a hurry when I took the videos, and I feel they didn't turn out the best, but hopefully you could kind of tell, you know, what I used, and I just wish I had gotten more of that pretty food on there my sister fixed. And again, check out her recipes on my Etsy shop if you're looking for some new food ideas. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!